Kuning yate, teacher. Kuning something like to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo and welcome once again to the BoB Bhutan Premier League, where every passing match day seems to deepen the intrigue of this extraordinary season. And today the spotlight falls on a club that has transformed from newcomers into genuine contenders almost overnight. DRUKPA FC top of the table, 7 points from 3 matches, still unbeaten, and perhaps most impressively of all, still carrying the fearless energy that has made them one of the stories of the season. They arrived in the top flight, expected by many simply to compete. Instead, they have disrupted the hierarchy in the BoB BPL. Victories, big performances, and even when tested against the rejuvenated Thimphu City FC, they refused to collapse, proving that their early momentum is built on more than emotion. There is organization in this side, belief, and increasingly expectation, but today offers another challenge. Standing opposite them is a side finally beginning to breathe again, TSIRANG FC. A difficult opening stretch had left them searching desperately for momentum, but football often changes in a single afternoon, and theirs arrived in dramatic fashion. A wild, breathless 3-2 victory against Bhutan Academy FC, their first points of the season, earned through pressure, tension, and survival. A match they may yet become the spark they desperately need. So now the question changes, because another 3 points today would suddenly drag TSIRANG right back into the crowded middle of this league table. And equally, another victory for DRUKPA would strengthen the feeling growing louder around Bhutanese football as the Warriors arrive on stage. DRUKPA in their signature white, TSIRANG in their red and yellow, as we await the national anthem.
If you are able to stand, please rise up for the national anthem.
again, ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo, and welcome back to yet another match day of the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026. Again, DRUKPA FC in white, TSIRANG in red, and here is the starting 11 for DRUKPA. Sachin Jai, as always, on goal at number 1. John, Funso, Devo, and Wu completing the back line. The first start for John Miles Flynn, the American who we haven't seen in a while, did make that one start already versus Uganda Academy, but this time fully starting. Up front, Jimmy Tenzin, a man we've missed, is in the midfield this time alongside Philip Eugene and Ishe. Fub up front alongside Leon Sullivan and Matthew Musa, as always, for DRUKPA FC. As for TSIRANG, here is the starting lineup. Antonio Dylan da Silva, 41 on goal. Rinchen, John Payne, Sasha, Alex and Kinzang in the back line. Stefan Stolin, the league's top scorer as it stands, 4 goals to his name. Okutili, Michael, Adash, VJ back in the starting lineup as well. Singhe, Bijay and Ernest Stampy up front. The referees for today, Ugen Penjo, assisted by Pema and Pasang. The fourth official for today, Prupa Wangchu. They are the captains for both teams. John Payne Sasha, so far a brilliant job despite TSIRANG's record, but has finally come back alive. Bella, on the other hand, no question with regards to his performance. A standout performance in the centre-back position from any Bhutanese in this season. But also, while the focus remains here on domestic football, there is also emotion travelling far beyond the stadium today. Because at the SAF Championship in Goa, Bhutan women's national football team currently trail Nepal women's national football team 1-0. Last I was keeping track, the hopes of a nation divided between 2 battles, one abroad and one here at home. And now under the gusty sky here at Changlimethang, another 90 minutes prepare to unfold. Again, for TSIRANG, notable missing names in the starting lineup. Afiz Olawale Oladipo struggles from the former Transport United forward. He is not starting. Again, Senda, he is only going to play in the home matches for TSIRANG. This time it is a home match for DRUKPA FC. They do have their DRUKPA army looking like straight from the scene of a Japanese sports scene. Out in the stands, their cheer squad never failing. DRUKPA FC last time did get a little bit chippy in their face-off draw against Thimphu City. A red card for Kamanamgil, who was on the bench. City did get out with a couple of red cards to their name as well. Jonathan Zorilla. As we have the countdown to kick things off here at the chilly weather here in Changlimethang. Do let me know which teams you are supporting, what result you are expecting, and which player you have your eyes on. And there is the whistle to kick things off. Okutili Michael at the center line. Had a goal against BFF. Solid start from the big man. Troubles against Uganda Academy, but his facilitation all the while worth it. DRUKPA FC. A couple of new faces in the starting 11. Again, 2 giants as well. John Miles Flynn saw his debut for Namla down in the qualifiers. Not much playing time for him, did arrive halfway through their campaign. But the man at the back of it all, the partnership with Bella, brilliant. Listed at 189 centimeters, Jimmy Tenzin, number 10. Didn't see him throughout the start of DRUKPA FC's campaign. Finally against TSIRANG FC, he will find his minutes. There is the number 10. Busted right back, Devo Atokpam, a solid wing back for DRUKPA. His pace and his contributions, his confidence on the ball, a key factor in DRUKPA's strong campaign. But hopefully we will see more of it today. On the other hand, Antonio da Silva. Again, need I say about the talent pool of goalkeepers in the BoB Bhutan Premier League this time around with Sachin Shah. On the other side, DRUKPA FC. Antonio da Silva, Tikendra, Zochanyama and then the bench of solid goalkeepers. I'm missing a couple of names, but these were just the ones that came out of the top of my head. But TSIRANG, right now, DRUKPA FC currently top of the table at 7 points. TSIRANG was jointly at the bottom with UA, 0 points. But finally found their first win and their first points, in fact. And currently are in a three-way tie between, I believe, RTC and TSIRANG FC with 3 points each. On the other side, TSIRANG, their foreign signings, not much impact, but the same can't be said for their regional signings. Stefan Stolin, header, strong there, and a close call it will be. Early test there for DRUKPA FC's backline as they let that back post completely uncovered. Okudili Michael, one of the biggest players we have. The sheer muscle on the man. But again, his play style doesn't really play like he has the muscle advantage over anyone. DRUKPA FC is missing their starting centre-back again. Minchin. Their first couple of wins fully contributed to Minchin, but since I do believe there is an injury concern of sorts, not exactly sure as that information is not readily available and the teams do not necessarily want to reveal that. But so far DRUKPA FC have not missed his presence. Woo Kyung Yun covering up in that centre-back role. Originally played wing-back alongside Minchin. Solid partnership from the Koreans. But despite the shortcomings in his stature, Woo Kyung Yun not relenting at all. On screen, the man, number 6 for DRUKPA. Opportunity down on that left flank, DRUKPA FC. They have solid options in Philip Eugene and Matthew Musa, Leon Sullivan Taylor. Solid goal contributions. Again, DRUKPA FC, their top scorer right now is Karma Jamsutashi, or KT, who had that solid second half left foot brilliance. And this time, Matthew Musa up again, delivery! No contact there, right at the goal line from Philip Eugene. And it will roll past for a goal kick. Close goal there, both teams already an opportunity up front, simply not finding the connection with the header. Close goal there will have been a harsh breath there for the backline of TSIRANG. But still, an opportunity as John Payne Sasha looking to orchestrate things out from the backline. His distributions from his role in the back has been crucial for TSIRANG. Despite their losses, they are not a team that will want to stay down there. Their personnel absolutely stacked. Foreign signings, check. And their Indian players especially. Stefan Stolin, Antonio Silva, and Adash Vijay. Who we did not see start in that last match, even play in that last match, but is finally back out. Is a strong presence in that right flank. There again, the former Transport United player. That trio, otherwise deadly, this season has not found the connection yet. Olawale Oladipo, not quite the best starts to his campaign, was otherwise a dangerous player. Earlier for City, did have his goal scoring contributions in the double digits. For Transport, 9 goal contributions, and this season, none yet from number 9. There's that challenge again on Jimmy Tenzin. Michael. Back to Wu. And off to Bella it is. One of the few individuals this season around to have a clearance at the goal line. That match, a clean sheet against Bhutan Academy wouldn't have been otherwise if it hadn't been for Bella. Had a brilliant free kick which went past Sachin Jha. But it was Punso Jimmy and in the back post, sending it off right with a header as it is back to Wu. No advantage for neither team. John Miles Flynn. Devo. Delivery right in the middle. DRUKPA have a number advantage. But the outstretched feet of Tampi Ernest. Will deny any initiative on that, but it does roll out for a corner. Leon Sullivan looking to take it for DRUKPA. Again, the DRUKPA army in the crowds, making the home advantage really felt for the TSIRANG side. As Leon, plenty of targets, Giants in the box. Delivery low, no contact as it rolls right off. That corner again, right in the middle. As Wu hesitated with that header. Jimmy Tenzin manages to get a head in. That flick will be enough to send it right back. Sachin Jha. Not quite sure what the decision making there was. Not sure if he realized it was a teammate that had last touch. Header went off of Jimmy. Bella right there as well, but it will roll out nonetheless in a corner yet again for Stefan Stolin. Had a goal versus BFF, had a goal versus Transport United, had two versus Bhutan Academy, and right now believe he is tied at the top with Rinzidochi for 4 goals. Stolin. Sachin Jha. Easy save this time around, the header there. But not quite the strength it will be. Left flank opening up, still alive. On the wing, Philip Eugene looking for options. Delivers it way down low. Matthew Musa at the edge of the box, cuts right back in. Has that one-on-one. Can he find any outlet from his position? Brilliant defending there. Kinzon forces it right back. John Flynn right in the middle. Leon Sullivan. Left foot. The strength behind that leg again evident. Look at that brilliant defending there by John Payne Sasha, but a step too off. And Leon has that left foot locked in and loaded. Again, Leon Sullivan and Sachin Jha, 2 players whom I lost my voice for last time around. But on the other hand, it is TSIRANG. Despite their position, they are not by no definition weak. DRUKPA FC, despite their Cinderella run in the opening, might find it hard to get past this backline for TSIRANG FC. That's John Flynn, brilliant job. Again, the first start for the American in a long while. Did not see him since the qualifiers. Made one appearance versus Bhutan Academy. Again, a lot of talent for DRUKPA FC. It will be hard to assign a proper position for all the signings they have. As Leon Sullivan looking to take it again. Jimmy Tenzin and Philip Eugene by every means. Beautiful targets inside that box. Can the delivery get it there? This time plays it short. Sullivan from a better angle. Cuts right in. Has the pace. Almost stumbles. Goes down. Pokes out and TSIRANG will get that clearance off from distance. DRUKPA right towards Antonio Tilan de Silva. DRUKPA's attack fizzles out. Again, did get shots up, which is always the result their head coach Kanadoji will want. Michael, one touch, off to Stefan Stalin, but a bit too heavy, and Devo will recover it quite brilliantly. Pupdoji. Bella. Off to Devo. Matthew Musa right on the line, but Leon Sullivan unmarked right in the middle. Again, Singawanchu. Hard to miss in midfield. Had a struggling first couple of matches. A lot of contributions, but could not get the shots across. But in that thrilling nail biter against Ugan Academy in Ugan Academy's backyard, his contributions definitely undeniable. Brilliant in link-up play. Couldn't find a goal himself, but his creativity was what pushed TSIRANG FC to their first 3 points. Again, the crowd in the stands, wearing headbands, wearing matching t-shirts as well. Again, a scene straight from an audience section you'd see somewhere in Japanese sports. But they are making their presence felt really heavily. TSIRANG will find it hard to get their communications across given the level of noise we have from, again, not really noise, the level of love we have from the audience in favor of DRUKPA FC. Again, if you are nearby here in Janglimitang, they are DRUKPA FC in their home matches are awarding free tickets to people with monastic backgrounds and taxi drivers. So if you are nearby, do drop by and show your love for the teams out here today. Still a deadlock as we approach the first quarter of an hour. Left-footed, cut right back in. John Flynn has the space, delivers right at the penalty area. John Payne Sasha gets to it first, and off to Okutili Michael. Brilliant defense there by TSIRANG. There again, it will be hard despite being at the top of the table. This is one of the best seasons we've had all decade long. The talent level, and more importantly, the distribution of talent level across the entirety of the league is on another level altogether. From first till 10th, it is more of a balanced competition. Any team could come up with an upset. DRUKPA, Jimmy Tenzin, off to Leon Sullivan. Handed off right, Matthew Musa will not get there in time. And Antonio Tillan sends it off long. High intensity right from the get-go. TSIRANG, not much avenues, but that outlet towards Singawanchu. Again, number 10 has found his form. To take a little bit of getting used to, but great to see him proving his worth up in the starting 11 for TSIRANG. Bijay Samal had that opening brilliant goal against Ugan Academy with a header past Lochon Nyema. This time, however, the centre-backs for DRUKPA FC might be a step too up high. Kanduanchu in the back line for Ugan Academy is a giant himself. But the beast of DRUKPA FC will have to be respected. They are top of the table for a reason. Devo Thokpa manages to get past that intense pressure from Alex Willen and Okutili Michael. Wu, John Flynn, dropping down, almost coming into the position of the centre-back himself. Devo. Bella, not a mistake you see from the captain every day. Alex Willen, the former Transport United player, has been the only one from the trio out of Foda Fofana and Fiz Olawale Oladipo to have any proper contributions in this new TSIRANG roster. Did see the entirety of the trio start at TSIRANG. Delivery, Singhe gets ahead in. Wrong direction. Philip Eugene. Right in the middle. Tampi Ernest couldn't find a touch in, but John Payne Sashov will send it right out to Wu. Kinzang. Brilliant job heading it off. Alex. Brilliant delivery. But a tad too heavy on that touch. Stefan Stolin with the run of his life. There again, what a pass from Alex Willen. But Stefan simply couldn't keep it under control. Had Wu beat as well. Right in. First contact, John Payne. And it will be a corner for DRUKPA yet again. Leon Sullivan back at it again. DRUKPA's cheering squad anticipating their first. Can their players deliver? Delivered low. Off of Alex William will be a corner yet again. Again, a lot of towers posted up from DRUKPA inside that box, but so far their delivery, not quite the best from Leon Sullivan, is used to sending those rockets off towards the post, but making it a little bit more deft. This time works. Header! Close call there from Wu. Brilliant contact. There again, deft on that cross, and Wu beating everyone to that ball. Got a solid header in, but simply was off target. And DRUKPA FC will have to keep looking for more options. Adash Vijay off to Singhe. Right in the middle is Stefan Solin. Has switched places with Singhe, who will send it off right towards DRUKPA FC. And yet another possession for the DRUKPAs to build something out. John Flynn might have been a tad too heavy. Yes, it is. Composed there from Antonio Tillen. John Flynn, bit of flair there from the American, gets it right towards Philip Eugene, and back to Wu it is. Off, on the left, has that one-on-one. Delivery, send off Kinzang, off to Singhe. Adash Vijay, off to Stefan Solin. And off to the other flank. Kinzang TSIRANG, not a mistake you see every day. Jimmy. There again, despite his height, really mobile. Especially with the ball at his feet, his technical ability, one of the best. Well, if not, at least elite. Saw him in the qualifiers. Hopefully he can work his magic once more. Wu. Hey, taking on that assignment against Stefan Solin, but held on to it for a bit too long. DRUKPA FC manages to send that double team out, and Wu, brilliant recovery, clean defense there from DRUKPA FC, and off to the Korean for the restart. Off to that left, a lot of options. Leon Sullivan right in the middle, but again outnumbered deep inside TSIRANG territory. That poke off, Sets off Philip Eugene in motion, who will take that shot! Hits the crossbar and right back out. A game of inches on that rocket from Philip Eugene. There again, not many outlets. Decided to take the only one way out. Had Antonio beat. But again, not even inches, millimeters between that shot and a goal, as close as it could have been without scoring. Matthew Musa posted up against Kizang will be taken down, and a whistle for DRUKPA. There again, that challenge from Kizang, a bit too heavy for the referees, lacking Musa. Send right down. And it will be an attempt from much closer. Devo, a talk pump. A lot of targets to choose from. Can they pick apart TSIRANG's defense? Loft. Thought that was a goal. Bailout. Solid contact and on that header. But DRUKPA FC yet again cannot find a conversion. Earlier it was Wu, this time it was Bella. Had the arc to find the net. But way off to the side. Devo retains control, sends it off to the side. And TSIRANG will have to settle for a throw-in. Chimitenzin taking on the assignment, that is Matthew Okutili Michael. Again, haven't seen anyone talk to the referee as much as he does. But effective it is. It is a style of playing. And so far it is working, courtesy of his efforts. TSIRANG did manage to edge out over Ugin Academy on their lone win so far. As Adash Vijay scissor kicks it right up. Bella gets that header. And back to the safe hands. Sachin Jha. Devo. Miss pass right in the middle, but Wu. Confuses Stefan Stalin, who cannot get an interception in what otherwise was an easy snatch. 425. Devo. Lofted pass right in the middle. Ishe. Off to Leon Sullivan. A heavy stiff arm there. Had the vision to go in right between those defenders, but Matthew Musa was never ready for that run. A bit more calibration needed from DRUKPA FC before they can find the chemistry they need to net in their first. Slowly approaching the half an hour mark, and right now it has been a 50-50. TSIRANG by no means losing out to DRUKPA FC. And again, exactly what I mean by one of the most competitive leagues we've had all season. Just until last match, TSIRANG was bottom of the table alongside Ugin Academy. 0 points to their name, and DRUKPA FC are first. And right now, we are really not feeling the difference in the table standings between these two. Matthew Musa up front. Kizang strong, throwing out strong challenges right in the way. Keeps it, well, almost keeps it on. The flag has been raised. Brilliant from Jimmy Tenzin, got a foot in. But DRUKPA, play advantage. Leon Sullivan with the outside of his foot, clipped right at the last minute by Adash Vijay, who sends it right back out long. Promising build up there from DRUKPA, but couldn't quite find the connection. Leon Sullivan outside of his foot, not quite the best of decisions there. Yeshe was on that left. And back to Bella it will be. Again, right now, DRUKPA FC, their goal contributions all across the board. Philip Eugene, Matthew Musa, Leon Sullivan, Taylor opened it up versus Paro FC. in their upset of the season. One more goal. The result was 4-2, but one more goal courtesy of Mohibullah from Paro. It has only been Leon Sullivan in their starting lineup to find 2 goals. Still waiting on a couple more. As a brilliant pass played right down the middle, read like a book. But DRUKPA caught in the way. Got a foot in and cleared off, but TSIRANG will get the restart they need. Momentum still alive. Kinzang, throw in, played at the line. 24. That challenge from Devo from behind a little bit too much. There again, Bijay Samal not expecting it at all. And had his boot taken off as well. They are right next to the DRUKPA FC cheer squad. A lot of words being thrown. Hopefully no bottles this time around. Last time when Organ celebrated right in the face of DRUKPA FC and their cheer squad, well, a bottle was thrown towards Timber City and their celebrating players. Hopefully nothing comes off it this time around. Delivery. Michael right there, but just a couple more meters off. Back to Sachin Jha it is. Promising up front, he is shade. The challenge from John Payne will be enough to knock him off balance and cost DRUKPA possession, but they get it right back courtesy of DRUKPA, looking promising. Equally matched in terms of manpower. Done around and by the outstretched fingertips of Antonio Tilla da Silva. Keeps it out and DRUKPA will have to settle for a throw-in. Also, just a quick update on the women's national team playing down against Nepal down in Goa. It is still tied. It is still locked at 1-0. Just past the hour mark if you guys are watching. But again, back to the game at hand. Solid strike there. But it will require much more than this to get past 41 in the goalpost for TSIRANG. Leon Sullivan back at it again. Has had plenty of chances to warm up that foot of his. Leon whips it. Contact there from Wu. Goal kick has been signaled, but Wu is down. Again, all 3 of the proper headers so far from DRUKPA FC have been courtesy of their centre-backs. The first was Wu. The second was Punso Jimmy Pella. And right now, Wu is back up. And back with the goal kick. We are underway. Finally at the half an hour mark. A quarter of an hour more to go until we see the signal for additional time. Antonio da Silva. Off to Stefan Stalin. Does a brilliant job keeping it alive. Left foot. Not the best of directions to send it towards True. Almost gave their fans a heart attack. But it will be good enough. And TSIRANG will have to force their way past Sachin Jha through a corner. That back post has been leaving itself open again and again. Michael posted up there. Hopefully will be the target, but they are posted at the edge of the box this time around. Look like they have something up their sleeve. Singawanchu right next to Sachin Jha. Stefan, delivery, first contact, Bella. And Philip Eugene keeps it on the line, but right towards Rinchen Namgyal. Second delivery, solid, but Sachin Jha denies it yet again. Alex Willen with a fantastic opportunity, but Sachin Jha brilliantly positioned. It is Matthew Musa up front against the double team of Kinzang and John Payne. And that will be more than enough to shut off that run from 31. Devo whips it up long, but right towards Antonio de Silva. Throws it up. Intercepted. Might have the space to go for it directly, but will want that one-on-one against Singhe. And Champi Ernest, clean challenge, center off Jimmy Tenzin. And back to Sachin Jha it is, as DRUKPA FC looking to regroup. TSIRANG right now very compact. Their low block hard to match up against for any team. And as such, DRUKPA playing it safe right now, keeping possession. Wu looking for much better options, as the DRUKPA army in the stands have come alive with that save from Sachin Jha. Devo sends it down the line. Jimmy lets it roll, but gets a foot in against Kinzang. Again, Jimmy Tenzin by no means a small man. He is a giant. And having that body climb over you will be a little bit difficult to process. But Kinzang TSIRANG back up on his feet, strong. Again, in the foreign talent chalked squad of TSIRANG FC, there are a couple of locals holding their own, and Kinzang has been holding down his position on that left flank really exceptionally. Leon Sullivan posted up, cannot get past Vijay Samal. Antonio. Again, a solid back and forth. TSIRANG have not found an opportunity up front. Was an evenly matched first 15 minutes, but after that, as there is a warning being thrown out to Ishe. And Adash Vijay, who was down on that. But out of that pandemonium, it is DRUKPA FC who earned themselves a throw-in yet again. Brilliant interception. Leon waited on that a little bit too long, but Devo sends it out right in the middle. Again, Devo not quite the best of starts. For him, his passes are being sent out right in the middle. His accuracy will need a little bit more work going into the match. But his engine still not turned off. As Devo throws it in. Musa. Kinzang wins the aerial battle, sends it out right again, and this time left-footed. Will keep it alive. Jimmy against Alex Willen. It is Alex Willen, left-footed. Up towards Okotili Michael. And again, what a defensive effort there from Devo. Well, error on that throw. Back to TSIRANG it is. Vijay Samal, brilliant control there. Willen looking for that ball right in the middle. Kinzang hands it right back. Space opening up, and from distance, but too low, too far off. And DRUKPA it will be yet again. Right now, both teams evenly matched. It will be a showdown of the goalkeepers. Sachin Jha on one side, his brilliance across the entirety of DRUKPA FC's campaign. Antonio, again, not much he could do in their matches prior. There's only so much you can do as one person, and as a goalkeeper, given the volume of shots your team lets at you, you are bound to let one in, but that should not be a question to his quality and mettle. DRUKPA looking to build it up again. Ishe up front, but will go back to Wu. Strong challenge there from Singhe. Leon fighting to get possession back, will earn himself a whistle. Do believe that first contact was initiated by Singhe, but the extreme contact was from Leon Sullivan, who had that final say. And it will be Atash Vijay. Adash, run up, delivery. Sachin Jha punches it right off. John Flynn cannot get the clearance. Singhe keeps it alive, hands it back to Tampi Ernest. That back flick, not the best of decisions. And a counter-attack underway from DRUKPA. One of the most dangerous teams in transition, but this game will not be their best display. Again, DRUKPA FC, their counter-attack simply not working. TSIRANG is posting a lot of numbers back, and that is not helping their efforts at all. But on the other hand, TSIRANG, through Alex Willen, are looking really dangerous. Devo, Jimmy, options available, will resort to Devo. John Flynn. Brilliant pass this time around. Leon Sullivan sends it right back to Devo. Outside of his foot. DRUKPA FC and their attack alive. Leon Sullivan, ambitious. Flicked it back off of John Payne Sasha, and it will be a throw in for Devo. Musa, at the end, heads it right back, but it will go out. Kinza. Devo. Brilliant control there from John Flynn. Musa. Off to Leon Sullivan. Jimmy Tenzin right in the middle, but intercepted midway. Philip Eugene will get that recovery. Ishe. Right foot. Blocked by Adash Vijay and cleared off towards Bella. Devo. Again, the pass is simply not connecting for Devo. Wu, the lone man at the back, will shut off that attack completely. John Flynn. Leon Sullivan, ambitious there, but again, the connection simply missing. Alex. Right-footed. Michael. Right at the line. Vijay Samal blocked off. Devo, brilliant job getting to that shot. Almost a fumble there by Sachin Jha. Passed right towards Vijay Samal. Jimmy Tenzin. Off to Leon Sullivan. This time beats the press off on the left. Ishe. One-on-one against Tampi Ernest. Adash Vijay, brilliant job, but Leon Sullivan floats it high above the crossbar. There again, marvelous on that left flag from DRUKPA on that build-up. But we'll need much more than that. Wu gets a head in over Michael. Singhe on that recovery. Tampi Ernest. Stefan Stolin. John Payne Sasha and Adash Fiji crucial in the back line. Hopefully they stay away from any sort of major injuries. Again, we have seen no shortage of players going down. Haven't seen them back again. Played up long. Michael. Brilliant defending from Woo Kyung-yun. Again, about 20 kilos of advantage for Okuteli Michael, but will not be enough to get past the Korean in the back. Minchin not in the starting lineup, but not feeling the missing presence of the mountain as well. Woo Kyung-yun playing way beyond his frame, and that counter-attack let off loose, but Leon Sullivan too much whip on that ball as it floats right out. Matthew Musa committing to that run, but again lacking the connection in the front three. Head coach for DRUKPA FC, Khandru Toji. Otherwise, a solid start to his campaign. But looks like things are finally slowing down. Again, really gusty. Does look like the rain will pick up in a little while. Is there an error you typically do not see in a throw-in? Vijay Samal off to Singhe. TSIRANG looking dangerous on that right flank. Stefan Stolin has the help. Singhe and Michael in the middle. But that pass right to Devo, who sends it out long. Leon Sullivan challenged from behind. Adash Vijay. Again, man down. John Payne Sasha clutching at his ankles, but the referee still no notice. As the attack alive from DRUKPA. TSIRANG's captain not there. Leon sets off a shot. And off into the futsal area. It flies off. There's finally attention on John Payne Sasha. John Payne getting evaluated, and we are back for a restart with Antonio Da Silva. Also just an update with regards to the Dragon Ladies and their campaign down in the soft tournament against Nepal. We have approached the 80-minute mark and the scoreline still 1 down for Bhutan. But that's it for the updates. Back to the match at hand. Adash Vijay. John Payne is back in, and there it is, the signal. 2 more minutes of additional time have been added until we hear the whistle from the referee. Both teams plenty of chances. Still a deadlock. They haven't yet been able to breach past. Philip Eugene sent down, but it will be TSIRANG's to restart. Not much time remain. May very well be the last possession. Devo gets ahead in. Musa right there to challenge Alex Willen. And challenge, well, he does. Forces TSIRANG to settle for a throw-in. Kinzang. Throw-in played along the line. Michael. Again, big body Michael earns a corner off of Bella. And it very well may be the last opportunity before we hear the whistle from the referee. TSIRANG have looked dangerous before. That back post is opening up a lot of options. But this time it is bolstered down by Bella, anticipating a movement. Far post. Stefan Solin, their top scorer. Delivery. Deft. Right in the middle. Deflected and blocked by Bella. TSIRANG denied a crucial opportunity, and DRUKPA FC looking to build something up in the seconds they have left. Helped out forward. Matthew Musa breaches past. Loses his second. Tipped right in, but Antonio. Possession still alive. Wu chips it up high. And Adash Vijay towards his own goal line will give DRUKPA FC time up, says the referee, as we settle for a stalemate as we enter the halftime break. Right now, again, don't let the scoreline fool you. Both teams having plenty of chances. It has been heroics after heroics from the backline of both teams, keeping the score where it is right now. But a lot more to do for DRUKPA and head coach Kandadoji against TSIRANG and head coach Pema. Is a dangerous roster for both sides, but right now the connection simply missing. Full credits to the defenses and the goalkeepers from both sides, keeping it level 0-0 as we head into the half. Until then, this was your commentator, Unauthorized Toji. See you guys after the halftime break. Also, you guys can head over to Fan Zone. The live stream for the Bhutan versus Nepal Dragon Ladies match is being held right on YouTube, so go check that out. Until then, again, this was your commentator Unauthorized Toji. See you guys in the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo, and welcome back to the thrilling showdown here at Changlemetang between DRUKPA FC and TSIRANG FC. So far, it has been a deadlock. Both teams plenty of chances right at goal, but plenty of saves, plenty of clearances, keeping things level at 0-0 each as we look to restart play here at Changlemetang. The rain has picked up, the wind has picked up, as DRUKPA FC lets off a rocket right from kickoff. Given the rain, definitely up the difficulty there for Antonio de Silva. Devo on that right flank, his passes have not been connecting, but this time around makes no mistake as we resume. Matthew Musa up on that run, knocks against Antonio. John Flynn might have waited a bit too long there. Strong challenge there from Tampionist. John Flynn. Antonio way off his line and the open net. There again a closer. Matthew Musa and Antonio de Silva from both sides down. After that unfortunate clash, Antonio, life on the line, crawled back up for a shot that never came from John Flynn. The American, his first start in a long while. Could have made a dramatic statement back in the starting lineup for DRUKPA FC, but no, he cannot. Looks like that clash was more serious than it appeared to be. Again, it was a clash at full momentum against Matthew Musa, who is a big man in and of itself. A closer look, Antonio. Is struggling with that right foot. It was a brilliant first half from both sides, but right from the get-go, with the rain here at Changlemetang, it may have spelled disaster for TSIRANG. There's the thumbs up from the referee and Antonio. Was a harsh clash against Matthew Musa, but Antonio de Silva looks to be okay, is stumbling around. TSIRANG restarts on that left side. Brilliant control from Michael. Alex That pass towards Stalin, not quite there, and an attempt from distance. Adash Vijay seals the kicks almost into Ishe. Fortunately, no contact with Ishwanchu, but it will be a throw in there for Pupdoji. Plays it back. Woo Kyung Yun having the games of his life. Again, they have Min Chin in the bench, possibly dealing with injury concerns, but his presence not being missed at all by this DRUKPA side. There again, Antonio De Silva, his right leg not in the best of conditions, but it will have to do. TSIRANG played up front, not much success going right down the line. Even on the flanks, Devo Thokpam has been best in their side. A forearm there from Stefan Stalin, not intentional, but was solid contact. And DRUKPA, quick restart. Leon Sullivan against Adash Vijay. Stefan coming in to help, but taken out of the equation. Will be a corner. Brilliant timing on that challenge. Rinshan Namge right in time. No harsh contact as well. Leon Sullivan, otherwise brilliant run, had the explosiveness to get right in. Plenty of corners. This time played low and a foot in the way. Ishwanchu guided in right into the nets. And Antonio De Silva with the reaction to put a foot in. And off for a corner it will be yet again. The best attempt DRUKPA FC have had on their corners. And they will get the chance to do it all over again. Ishe baiting the defense out for a shot. Leon Sullivan whips it high. Antonio at the edge. Leon Sullivan off of Singhe. Plenty of shots for 32 in this match. Pupdoji. A lot of bodies in the way. Singawanchu escaping out. Wu cut in. Singhe gets that final interception. Look at that intensity from the way of DRUKPA FC. Saw it in the first 5 minutes. Kept seeing it through the entirety of the first half and are seeing it again. The conditioning on these players unreal. Hard to typically you find players that are able to run for that long, but as a team, DRUKPA FC doing a really brilliant job. But again, TSIRANG on the other hand, by no means is today a losing battle for them. As they earn a throw in deep inside DRUKPA's territory. Kinzong played it short. Michael off to Singhe, who lets it roll for a little bit longer. Delivery. Nobody in the way. Stefan Stalin could not commit. Again, right now, a matchup between first place in the table and a team in a three-way tie down in the bottom third. One of the best seasons we've had all decade long. The newcomers making waves after waves, but finally may have met their match in TSIRANG. Leon. Despite the injury, Antonio De Silva hung in the air. There again, that shot from Leon Sullivan. Brilliant judgment. Found the space for himself. and the confidence to take it. We've seen plenty of rockets from 32, but in this match has been trouble finding his rhythm. As Antonio back in again, his knee spelling a lot of trouble. A fragile spot for athletes. Hopefully it is only something minor. There again, Leon Sullivan will be the only way out. Otherwise, we do see plenty of involvement from Philip Eugene and Matthew Musa, but the connection between these three has not been there at all in this match. Again, a rocket of a strike there from Leon Sullivan, and after having Antonio Dillon checked out, we are back underway in this match. The rain, a huge factor in determining the performances of both these teams. Oktili Michael, posted up, Jimmy clears it off. Michael, posted up against John Flynn. Still alive, possession for TSIRANG, cuts right back in, may have the angle for the delivery. Shot is strong. Had the arc, but not on target. There again, a brilliant cut from Alex Willen. Again, one of the only trio. Again, one from the trio, from the Transport United players that were absorbed by TSIRANG to be in form. As DRUKPA looking to build something up, but this time the shot will not be at the mark yet again. Again, Antonio da Silva still being bothered with that right knee. But he is the best that they have. He is the reason they are being kept afloat. Michael, what a flick over to Alex Willen. But read perfectly by Bella. Flicked off. Miles Flynn. Off to Matthew Musa. On that right. Equally a strong attack on that jersey. A card on the way for Rinchan Namge. And with that challenge, DRUKPA have themselves an opportunity from a dangerous position. They could go for it directly. They could find a teammate. Both likely odds of getting them through this deadlock. There is the whistle. Delivery. Back post. Got past Antonio da Silva, but the contact from DRUKPA not there. TSIRANG keeps it alive. Michael. Alex Willen, throw in. Michael posted up against Jimmy Tenzin. Number 10 really using his lankiness against Michael's stoutiness. But back to John Payne Sasha. Under pressure from Philip Eugene. And Antonio taking no risks, sends it out long. Stefan Stalin hasn't been involved at all ever since restarting the second half. Now at the hour mark, John Miles Flynn looking to orchestrate things out from behind. Bella. And off to Devo it is. Delivery out long. But a touch too powerful, and after Antonio it will be. Again, the goalkeeper looking solid after that devastating clash against Matthew Musa. Lobbed off long, and no red shirt in the way. And the first touches for Sachin Jha in a long while. Again, build up. Not quite their strong points. And DRUKPA is a team that looks to play deep, play back, and start their counter-attacks with pace. Hit him once, hit him hard is the philosophy for this squad. But the chemistry between the front three of Philip Eugene, Matthew Musa and Leon Sullivan, not the story that DRUKPA will want to rely on today. Stefan, strong clearance off. And the wind out of his lungs right now for Puptoji. As TSIRANG look to restart from a throw-in. Adash Vijay gets it right back. Cuts in, Rinchinamge. Pokes it out and Wu sends it right down the middle. Philip Eugene ambitious there, but fortunately able to keep possession alive. John Flynn off to Yeshuanshu on that left. Strong challenge from behind, but Leon Sullivan does well to keep it still for DRUKPA. And well-timed challenge from Stefan Stalin will keep that attack afloat. Again, 66 has not been involved as much as well, alongside Kencho Topke, who we haven't seen even once. Nyakam was a crucial forward partnership alongside Ishiwanshu throughout the qualifiers. But again, the actual league is a different beast in and of itself. Jimmy Tenzin. Powerful down on that left flank. Header. Willen cannot get a foot in. John Flynn plays it back. Wu off to Jimmy Tenzin. Philip Eugene hands it off. Matthew Musa. Pass right in the middle. Sullivan. Leon Sullivan, a foot in the way. And in the midst of that frantic possession, it is DRUKPA FC coming back out with the ball. Wu sends it out to Bella. Jimmy Tenzin again. DRUKPA looking promising this time around. They are able to solidly keep possession, but a foot against Matthew Musa will send him down. Couldn't get a stride in. As on the other side, yet another injury for DRUKPA FC. Philip, that earlier tug a bit too heavy, does seem to have bothered his wrist or his arm. But DRUKPA to earn themselves a set piece from a dangerous area. One almost went in. Back post has been the opportunity, but this time sends it out. TSIRANG off to Stefan Stalin, the top scorer in the league right now. Slips. And off to Bella Iris. Ishe. Leon Sullivan has the step in. Tampi Ernest doing all he can. A foot in, or I'll swing in. Singawachu. Leon Sullivan. Matthew Musa. Almost there. What a run there by Leon Sullivan. Taylor, in the midst of so many red jerseys, kept that possession alive and handed it out to Matthew Musa. Again, this is exactly what we mean by one of the best seasons we've had in a long while. Balanced competition, equal distribution in terms of talent and ability. Despite Swansea and Sun City being relegated, the only drawback it had was we now have more teams sharing the home stadium here at Changlemitang, and as such, many of the matches in the league will be played right here at Thimphu at Changlemitang. TSIRANG haven't seen the match at home yet. Still awaiting the debut of Tsenda Doji from their side. Brilliant run on that left flank, but will not be enough to keep it alive. But possession for TSIRANG deep inside their own territory means that they are inviting that press up from DRUKPA. Madash sends it out short to Sige, who had no space to turn around courtesy of Puptochi. Madash. TSIRANG, despite the press, doing a good job, earning themselves thrown further and further down the field as they go. Adash plays it long this time around, intercepted by DRUKPA, who has the space to keep it alive. John Flynn, what a touch! Ishe, right in the middle, Leon Sullivan. Philip clipped on that challenge by Adash Fiji, but recovery brilliant. Will earn themselves a throw in yet again. Leon Sullivan has Ishe. Chipped it out low. Wu gets a header in. Ishe on that left. Pokes it back. Wu. And a fumble right at the final stretch. And off to the races. Alex Willen makes a run right down the middle. Assignment, Jimmy Tenzin. But a bit too much and substitutions underway. As Ishiwanchu being subbed out, being brought in is Somdoji Karchung. And the other substitution, Sangi Rinchen or Zola, coming in for Philip Eugene. Also, I did send out a survey to most of the players. I couldn't get a hold of a couple of teams, but it was a survey basically where I collected information like their height, their foot, their preferred foot, their nicknames, or what they would prefer as their commentary name. And as such, going forward, I will be using what they mentioned in their own survey. So please do not take offense if I call them by their preferred name instead of their actual name. I have their permission now, so you can't really say much. But back to the match at hand. Again, Zola and Karchung subbed in. Two talents, especially Somtochi, we saw in the qualifiers. Philip Eugene, not the best of matches from his side, as Somtochi, brilliant up to Matthew Musa, who was a step two behind. Does get a foot in, but too much under that ball. There again, the first touches for Somdoji. And my oh my, Karchung brilliantly timed it up. But again, at the 69th minute, still a deadlock for both teams. No substitutions for TSIRANG. As Singhe looks to take it up. Perfectly timed on that challenge. Devo looking for contact off of Bijay Samal. Alex Willen cannot win the physicality department, and it will be a goal kick for Sachin Jha, who we haven't seen in a while. Kinzang gets their header off of Matthew Musa. The second is DRUKPA's. Leon gets a foot in, flicked back, and a whistle there. For Sullivan's challenge on Kinzang. Hopefully he is okay. A sub does seem to be incoming. Michael, Bella clears it off. Wu taking no risks. Plays it up. Bijay Samal leaves it long for Alex Willen. One-on-one against Jimmy Tenzin on the line. But will let it roll for a goal kick. Again, the substitution does seem to be preparing itself. A striker we haven't seen start this match, Afiz Olawale Oladipo, preparing to come in. Sachin Jha sends it out mid. Jimmy Tenzin and John Flynn, two giants, and in the middle it is Singhe who earns that header. Karchung on Willen, forces that clearance off from John Payne Sasha. John Flynn, peekaboo from behind the referee. Singhe, this time looking promising. Bijay, delivery, left-footed, and Bella in the air. Opportunity right at the edge of the box, but the challenge from behind will be enough to bother that shot, and off its mark. Bijay Samal being subbed out for Afiz Olawale Oladipo. The opening goal scorer against Sugan Academy being subbed out, and coming in is Cities and Transport United's former star forward Afiz Olawale Oladipo. For TSIRANG, no goal contributions from his side, no goals to his name. But will he be the missing presence TSIRANG needs up front? Michael, so far all alone, has not been able to do much. But with Oladipo by his side, it might be a different story. TSIRANG, not many options against that press from DRUKPA. Matthew Musa gets a foot off. Brilliant job keeping possession on that side. Musa not expecting it at all. But that will be the end of their possession, as a brilliant flick up front. Afiz broke free from Bella, but an early collision will earn the stoppage. Driven right middle. Oladipo cannot keep it under control. Off to John Flynn. Space opening up on that left flank. Somdoji Karchung making a brilliant run one-on-one against Adash VJ. 11, step over. Leon Sullivan! And Antonio da Silva denies it off. What a shot, but even more so, what a save! Look at that again. Well, opportunity denied, a quarter of an hour. But does look like that it did not hit Antonio da Silva at all. Instead went directly for the woodworks on the side. Was not quite clear from this angle, but the referee, better vision of... Oh. It was a goal kick and a brilliant dodge there from the referee. Well, my bad, guys. From my angle, from where I am watching, did look like it had something to do with Antonio da Silva, but doesn't seem like that was the case. Devo versus Stalin. A solid matchup. Stalin has not found any avenues to breach past. And that header is back to John Flynn. DRUKPA FC, their newfound momentum. Somdoji Karchung, what an effort from the substitution. Again, Antonio da Silva is fighting against a bad knee from a collision early on against Matthew Musa. But he has not let it show in any of his performance. TSIRANG looking dangerous. But who gets off that clearance against the face of Afiz Olawale Oladipo? But it does seem like they all... Oh, what is a corner there? Again, look at that. Afiz Oladipo looking guilty, but will live with that call. As TSIRANG earn themselves a corner. Delivery. Stalin. Adash VJ gets a head in. Sent right back. Volley! And into the net! Clipped mid-path. Disturbed mid-flight. But that will be enough to get past Sachin Jai, and what a strike. It was brilliant read there from Trampy Ernest to send it off on that volley. And TSIRANG finally breached that deadlock. There again looked like it clipped the back of John Miles Flynn's head. Definitely clipped John Miles Flynn in the way. And TSIRANG have the advantage going forward. A bit less than 12 minutes remain. And finally the much awaited drama the crowd came here for unveils itself. Again, that corner not from the most cleanest of contacts there. Somdoji Karchung knocked down Adash VJ. Advantage played by DRUKPA. Karchung has been brilliant since he was brought on. There was that dribble past Adash VJ. Had no choice but to clip 11 in the back of his ankles. And now it is DRUKPA FC's turn to respond again. So far in this competition, we have seen no shortage of comebacks, no shortage of instant replies. And this time, the opportunity opens itself up for Leon Sullivan Taylor, who will not take it. Has a substitution underway. Barun Kangimam, 24, being brought in for John Flynn. Not the best of stretches for John Flynn, as DRUKPA FC slowly looking to bring their starters into this match. Bella cannot get a header in. Oladipo, Sachin Jha wonderfully foot out stretch, keeps it alive, and DRUKPA FC afloat. Alex Willen will go at it from distance. Right now, DRUKPA's missing the spark. Leon Sullivan comes out on top, right in between John Payne and Kinzang. Matthew Musa onside, right in the middle. Leon Sullivan has the space to turn around. Knocked down right at the T area. And the yellow card on Okwiteli Michael. Brilliant run in. Leon Sullivan confident in his explosiveness, and explode he did. DRUKPA FC's goal, TSIRANG's goal, did come by way of an unfortunate corner, but DRUKPA FC responding to it in kind. A set piece where it is a realistic opportunity to go for it directly if they can. We have seen no shortage of antics, cheeky plays from set pieces, but do DRUKPA FC and the personnel have something up their sleeves for this very moment? They are on an unbeaten streak. TSIRANG looking dangerous. And Leon Sullivan and Somtoji Karchung. Waiting for the whistle. The 82nd minute. The scoreboard in the background showing TSIRANG 1, DRUKPA 0. And Leon Sullivan looking to change things around, but right towards the goal post. Pressure, intense, as Stefan Stalin slipped there, but the whistle. Pressure up, but Antonio Da Silva with the power on his injured leg will send it out, and DRUKPA will get the throw in. Unfortunate there. Stefan Solin now with space, lost it past Bella, but a step two behind, as Oladipo cannot quite keep it in control. Michael this time helping out with the defensive efforts. Adash Fiji off to Singh. Matthew Musa lifts it right in the middle to Antonio Da Silva. Easy save there for the goalkeeper. And DRUKPA FC yet to find an answer out. They have been gifted a lot of chances, but they simply couldn't put it on target. 2 point-blank shots, I believe, that went off to the side posts, and one from Leon Sullivan that hit the crossbar. But looking to make something happen again, but that drive from Leon Sullivan, ball knocked out, will earn DRUKPA their corner. They have had plenty of chances to get used to that set piece, that angle as well. Can we finally see something happen from the side of DRUKPA FC? Delivery, low, no contact in the middle. Volley. Somtoji at the left and right off of Antonio Da Silva. But the offside flag denying DRUKPA yet another opportunity from the goal line. There again, that offside flag on Somtoji Karchung. Antonio sends it out long. Oladipo wins that header, but off it goes. John Payne Sasha, Leon Sullivan fakes that first shot, cuts right in, the tackle timed to perfection. Wu, however, on the other end sends it right back. Karchung from behind, Michael too strong. But midfield, Barun. Jimmy Tenzin taking that shot for himself. Still anyone's ball, a foot in. Open space. Might have waited too long, too many bodies in the way. And DRUKPA FC loses yet another opportunity to tie themselves up against TSIRANG. DRUKPA looking for another initiative, but Stefan Solin intercepts that pass off from Matthew Musa and pokes it up and high. A lot of chances underway for DRUKPA FC, but what are their personnel up front thinking? The hesitation clearly evident, as this time John Payne Sasha gets under that possession. Bella hands it off to Wu. Singh right there. Brilliant possession there from Wu. The double team is coming from Alex Willen, but brilliant from 6. Sends it out on that left. Stefan Solin. Still have options inside. And it will be a goal kick. Well, not quite. It will be a corner for TSIRANG. There again, the rain. This now really intense. Man down for DRUKPA, but corner will be played nonetheless. A contact. And finally, attention on Karchung. Adash Vijay. Karchung now back up. Back to Barun. Sent off long. Matthew Musa got that forehead from Adash Vijay. But clean challenge. Leon Sullivan. Musa still down as yet another upset underway here at Changlemetang. TSIRANG still haven't sealed the deal, sealed the 3 points. But this win against DRUKPA could really shake things up. Alex Willen has been the general for the side of TSIRANG FC and the heroics today. As DRUKPA FC come close. Michael off to Oladipo. Ooh. And brilliant recovery there from 9. Still alive. Brilliant footwork there from the big man. But finally shut off as that ball rolled right in. What senses from number 9? Despite the chaos, got a foot in and now is on the ground. There again. That stumble from Sachin Jha as well almost let that ball roll past the goal line. And evaluations underway on Olawale Olatipo. As 8 minutes have been added in stoppage time. If time wasn't enough before, it should be now for DRUKPA to mount a comeback or for TSIRANG to get one more in. Almost got one courtesy of Olawale Olatipo. But Afiz, once that ball rolled, could not cross the line. Was on the line almost. Brilliant timing on that challenge. Baited that jump out. As yet again, throw in for TSIRANG. Seeing that one ever so close to going in should be enough to reawaken TSIRANG, who has slowed down. But that pass from Adarsh Fiji. Singh. Off to Michael. Lobbed out a bit too recklessly. Afiz was on the sidelines. Matthew Musa. As the substitution is preparing to come in, it is DRUKPA. DRUKPA did not start this time around. Instead, it was Jimmy Tenzin, who is now coming off. Finally, the signs brightening for DRUKPA. Most of the starters back in. Leon Sullivan cuts right out. Barun had the lift on that ball, but will not be enough to net it past Antonio Tillon. Promising build up there. But DRUKPA managed to escape somehow off to Puptoji. Matthew Musa, this time on the left. Has switched sides with Karchung since he was subbed in. But Bella gets it right back. Again, DRUKPA, not much options. TSIRANG has compacted down the block. Devo, fantastic touch off to Bella. And in the middle, Karchung on the right, one-on-one but misread the motion of his team, and back towards TSIRANG it will be. TSIRANG does not look like they will remain silent, left-footed. No contact, unfortunately. And goal kick it will be. Sachin Jha plays it short. Singh contest from behind. Sangye Rinchen off to DRUKPA. DRUKPA this time delivers back post. Musa. Michael gets that contact. Still anyone's ball at the T area. As again, 4 more minutes. Close call there. Deft delivery, but the finish.
Kana. कोई attention चीज़ है.
Yes, this time a stretcher brought in. Okutili Michael being carried out.
Coming.
Not much time remain. Oladipo right up there, a foot in the way. Sachin just sends it off to the side. Well, Okutili Michael, who was carried out in a stretcher, is back immediately and on the sidelines. And he joins play immediately. Hello. Alurabge. Back to Puptoji. Boo. Leon Sullivan gets the chest in. Sangerinchin. Unfortunate miss there. Wild swing from Stefan Stolin, cannot get past. DRUKPA FC this time promising run on that right if he can keep that alive, but Karchung. A step behind and substitutions underway for TSIRANG. Tenzin Wanda coming in for Okutili Michael, who rejoined play immediately after being carried out on a stretcher. Already has a yellow card. Michael will have to be careful out on that side as that ball sent up and away.
Just number 14, Michael is replaced by just number 7, Tenzin Wanda.
DRUKPA. Brilliant interception mid-path by Singh. Let's lose that run from Ola Owale Oladipo, but offside he is, and the flag there gets that call from the referee. Less than a minute remain. Wu looking to get involved personally up front. This might very well be the last ditch efforts for the DRUKPA. A lot of support from the stands, from the DRUKPA army. But again a failed connection. Leon Sullivan, that run. As it seems really likely that TSIRANG will send the leaders home with their first loss. Wu gets a header in. Singh. Stefan cannot get past Alurabge. Any second now. Sent out. Yet another throw in for DRUKPA. Tensions building up. TSIRANG getting desperate. When will the whistle come? Lobbed in. Flicked back. Kept alive. Puptoji. Matthew Musa. Right in the middle. Barun. Alurabge. Shot deflected. Matthew Musa keeps it alive. Inside the box now. Puptoji. 1-on-1. Left footed. Deft cross, but headed away by Kinzang. That touch stolen off of Alex Willen. Singh is down. Barun. And there is the whistle. DRUKPA FC's unbeaten streak finally ended, and it is by way of formerly bottom table, TSIRANG FC. A plot twist underway here at Changlimitang
The final score
as the standings is shaken. The table is toppled and the hierarchy is beaten.
Thank you, Anis from TSIRANG FC. Thank you, good night.
DRUKPA FC, after their solid start to their campaign, finally finds their first loss, and it is by way of TSIRANG FC. Their full strength on full display against the team at the top of the table, and by what fashion it is in. Much needed celebrations in TSIRANG, as finally they find the hope to see it through to their climb up the table. Solid performances all across, but the chemistry in the forwards of DRUKPA FC just nowhere to be found. And it is TSIRANG who runs away with 3 matches here in DRUKPA's home, right in front of the DRUKPA army as well. Chaos, chaos, and chaos in the table for the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026. Definitely bolstering the fact that we have one of the most entertaining seasons we've seen in a long while. But that first goal from TSIRANG, definitely solid. That corner, questionable, by which they earned that corner, questionable. But they did manage to convert, and as such, TSIRANG now end the match 1-0 against DRUKPA FC. Until then, much love for tuning in. Thank you to all the audience in the stands who came here despite the rain in the second half. This was your commentator, Oguntesh Tochi, and see you guys in the next one.